Only those who listen till the end will understand the full horror that awaits. And I promise, IT will haunt every corner of your mind. A faint, trembling whisper crawled into my ear the moment I opened my eyes. He's waiting behind you. My entire body froze. It was still dark. That terrifying kind of darkness that doesn't just hide things, it watches you back. My breath felt thick, as though the air itself was afraid to move. And somewhere behind me, something dragged across the floor, slow, deliberate, like long fingers scratching wood. I didn't dare turn around. Only one thing I knew for certain. This night wasn't supposed to be mine. I was just a delivery driver. Ordinary shift. Ordinary night. But the darkness around me wasn't ordinary. It was alive, pulsing, breathing. Then my phone buzzed. A new delivery request. No address. Just one sentence. Bring him. My heart almost cracked inside my chest. I hadn't picked anyone up. I was alone. Completely alone. Another buzz. He's already with you. A cold wind slipped across my neck, yet the room had no windows open. My hands began shaking uncontrollably as I reached for the light switch. But before I touched it, I saw it from the corner of my eye. A shadow standing behind me. Tall, thin, crooked, its head slightly tilted. Completely still, except its chest, rising and falling like it was breathing right against my spine. I turned around in one sudden jerk. But nothing was there. Just darkness, stretched too far, too deep, like the room was bigger than it should be. My phone buzzed again. Don't look at him directly. A chill crawled up my back. What was in this room with me? That's when the smell hit me. Rot. Like wet soil freshly dug open. Like a grave waiting to be filled. My phone buzzed again. A map appeared. No street names. Just a blinking point in the middle of nothing, like a void on a screen. The audio notification played automatically. A voice I didn't recognize. A woman whispering, her breath trembling. If you hear footsteps behind you, don't run. Running makes him hungry. Then, the floorboards creaked. Right behind me. Slow. Heavy. Growing closer. My throat tightened. I couldn't move. The darkness behind me seemed to thicken, like something huge was stepping out of it. I could feel its presence, towering, watching, leaning down toward my ear. I squeezed my eyes shut. Another message. Start driving. He follows you if you stop. Something cold brushed my ankle. That was enough. I ran. Not because I thought I could escape, but because every part of me knew. I was being hunted. I slammed the door behind me, jumped into my car, and locked it. But the moment the engine started, my phone vibrated with a final message for the night. Good. Now deliver him. If you're still here, don't stop. The real horror starts now. The moment I put the car in drive, a cold pressure settled in the back seat. The kind of presence you don't see, you just feel digging into your spine. My rearview mirror kept fogging from the inside, as though something breathless was sitting behind me, silently exhaling. I didn't dare look yet. The road ahead was pitch black, no lights, no houses, just a long stretch of emptiness that looked swallowed by something far older than night. My headlights flickered once, twice, as if warning me. My phone suddenly lit up again. Don't check the back seat. He notices curiosity. My hands tightened on the wheel until my knuckles whitened. The smell returned. That same rotting earth scent, like damp soil ripped from a grave. It crept into the car's vents, suffocatingly warm. A low thump came from the back seat. Not loud, but deliberate, as if something shifted its weight. I swallowed hard. Then another message buzzed. He isn't sitting. He's hanging from the ceiling of your car. My breath stopped. Very slowly. I tilted my eyes upward toward the rearview mirror. The glass was fogged, except for 3 long fingertip streaks dragging downward. Fresh, wet, as if traced by something upside down. A whisper filled the car. Don't look. I froze. It wasn't coming from my phone. It wasn't coming from outside. It was coming from above my head. My entire body trembled violently. I forced myself to stare only at the road, refusing to even blink too long. But then, something cold dripped onto my shoulder. A drop. Thick. Ice cold. Slow. My breath hitched. I wiped my shoulder. The liquid was dark. Sticky. It clung to my fingertips like something that shouldn't be inside a human body. The whisper came again, right beside my ear this time, as though lips brushed my skin. Don't deliver me late. A wave of nausea twisted through me. My chest tightened so hard I couldn't breathe. The car began shaking, violently, as if something inside the trunk was trying to claw its way out. I pressed the accelerator harder, faster, but the road stretched endlessly, like I wasn't moving at all. Then my phone buzzed. A new message. Turn right. There was no right turn, just darkness. But as the headlights swept over it, a narrow dirt path materialized out of nowhere, like it grew from the shadows themselves. My steering wheel twisted sharply on its own, dragging the car into the path. I tried fighting it, but my wrists burned as invisible hands forced them down. The trees around the path leaned unnaturally inward, bent like ribs closing around a trapped heart. My phone buzzed again. He's getting impatient. A deep, rumbling groan echoed inside the car, so low it vibrated in my bones. Then, a face appeared in my rearview mirror. Not human, not alive, stretching from the darkness behind me, and smiling that if you've come this far, don't breathe too loudly. He hears breath before he hears footsteps. The face in the rearview mirror didn't belong to anything that should exist. Long, impossible features stretched across the darkness like someone had carved a grin into a shadow. The eyes, they weren't eyes at all. Just two pits of depthless black, trembling slightly, as if something inside them was trying to crawl out. I jerked my gaze away, but the mirror kept warping, bending, as though the glass itself feared what it was reflecting. My phone buzzed. Do not stop the car. My foot pressed the accelerator until the engine screamed. But no matter how fast I went, the road behind me remained pitch dark, as if the world itself refused to exist where that thing waited. The dirt path narrowed. Trees scraped the sides of the car, long branches scratching against the metal like claws searching for a way in. A hiss filled the car. Low, wet, hungry. And then something moved behind me. Not a simple shift. It spiraled, like a body twisting in ways bones should never allow. A sudden weight pressed against the back of my seat, pushing the headrest forward, trapping me closer to the wheel. I gasped for breath. My chest crushed. Something's face was inches from the back of my head. I could feel its breath, not warm, not cold, but empty, like inhaling the absence of life. My phone buzzed again. He's smelling your fear. A trembling hand, long, skeletal fingers, slipped over my shoulder from behind, tapping the dashboard softly, almost childlike. Tap, tap, tap. Each tap echoed too loudly, as though the sound was happening inside my skull. Then a whisper curled around my ear. Not English, not human. A scraping, clicking language that felt like bones grinding together. The whisper grew faster, impatient, his breath brushing the side of my face with each guttural click. I squeezed my eyes shut for a second. That was the mistake, because when I opened them again, there was someone sitting in the passenger seat. A man, pale, still, hands folded neatly in his lap, face turned straight toward me with a stiff, unnatural tilt, like a puppet whose strings were pulled too hard. His eyes were wide, unblinking, glassy, but his mouth was twisted in terror, as if frozen right before a scream. I choked on my breath. Who was he? Where did he come from? How did he get inside? My phone buzzed. Your next delivery. A chill slammed through me. The man's jaw cracked open suddenly. A loud snap as if his bones were being broken from the inside. A long, rattling exhale escaped him, and his head jerked violently toward the window, staring at the forest flying past us. His lips quivered. Slow, barely audible. Don't deliver me. Before he could finish, the thing behind me released a guttural growl, furious, and the car shook violently, swerving on the narrow path. The man in the passenger seat started crying without moving a single muscle, tears flowing steadily down his unmoving face. And the voice behind me whispered, Quiet. He's ours. The man in the passenger seat kept crying silently, tears sliding down his cheeks while the rest of his face stayed frozen, stiff, lifeless. The car rattled violently as the thing behind me dragged its nails across the roof, slow, scraping in jagged circles like it was marking territory. A buzzing started in my ear, not from my phone, inside my ear. A vibration, faint at first, then sharp enough to make my vision blur. I slapped my hand against my head, but the buzzing grew louder, like wings fluttering inside my skull. Then the man beside me spoke, not with his mouth. His lips stayed frozen in that half-scream. His voice came from somewhere deep, vibrating through the air. He's delivering souls, one by one, and I'm next. My grip tightened on the wheel. The buzzing stopped. Silence. That terrifying kind of silence that has weight, the type that means something is listening. A soft creak came from the back seat. The hanging presence shifted again. The air thickened, heavier, colder. My phone vibrated. Hands shaking, I lifted it. A new message. Do not talk to the passenger. I swallowed hard, forcing myself to stare straight ahead. The woods on both sides felt alive, trees bending toward the road, branches twitching like fingers eager to tear through the windows. Another message arrived instantly. He isn't supposed to speak. A cold rush shot through my spine. If he wasn't supposed to speak, then would have just talked to me. Before I could process it, the man's head snapped toward me with a violent jerk, bones cracking loud enough to echo in the small car. His face twisted, the frozen expression melting into sheer agony. Then his jaw dislocated again, and a deep, rattling whisper crawled out. Don't take me to them, please. The thing behind me growled, a deep, shaking rumble that vibrated the windows. The man screamed without opening his mouth, the sound ripping straight from his chest. His eyes rolled upward, showing only white, and his body began to thrash violently, slamming against the seat, the window, the dashboard. My phone buzzed again. Do not stop the car. But he kept thrashing, harder, bones cracking under the force. His spine bent unnaturally. His arm twisted backward with a loud snap, but he didn't stop screaming. Then his entire body froze mid-thrash. Still, rigid, dead still. A thin shadow, almost smoke-like, rose from behind his neck, slowly, slithering upward. It hovered for a moment, then shot straight into the back seat with a sharp hiss. The man went limp. His head dropped forward. He wasn't breathing. A long silence filled the car. Then the thing behind me whispered in a deep, gravel-soaked voice. One delivered. I almost vomited. My hands shook violently as I gripped the wheel. The path ahead darkened, twisting unnaturally, like something was reshaping the road itself. My phone buzzed again. This time, a new notification. Next pickup, you. My phone's screen glowed in the dark, that horrifying message staring back at me. Next pickup, you. My heartbeat slammed against my ribs so violently I thought it would burst. The air inside the car thickened until breathing felt like drinking mud. And behind me, something shifted again, heavier this time. Like it was getting closer. Like it was preparing. A low groan filled the car. Not human. Not animal. Older. Hungrier. My hands tightened on the steering wheel, knuckles whitening, fingers trembling. Another buzz. Don't slow down. He's choosing you. The temperature dropped instantly. Frost crawled across the inside of the windshield, forming long claw-shaped patterns pointing directly at me. The headlights flickered, not from a power issue, but as if something massive walked in front of the car without being seen. The engine sputtered, choked, then roared unnaturally loud, as if forced by an invisible hand. The thing in the back seat inhaled. A long, horrible breath, too long. A lungful no human chest could ever contain. And then, its voice slithered forward, crawling up the back of my neck. He waited for you. My throat closed. I wasn't delivering something. I wasn't helping something. I had been guided, groomed, chosen. The phone buzzed again. A single message. Pull over. No, 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 no. Stopping meant death. Stopping meant being taken. I pressed harder on the accelerator. The car jerked violently and almost spun off the dirt path. The tires scraped gravel. The headlights caught something between the trees. A face. Pale. Suspended. Watching me. Eyes hollow. Mouth ripped open in a voiceless scream. Then another. And another. Dozens. All hanging from branches like offerings. All facing the road. All staring at me. My breath shattered. My vision blurred with panic. The thing behind me exhaled again. This time so close I felt the cold outline of a jaw near my shoulder. The car lights flickered once more. Then my phone lit up with a new message, a voice note. My shaking thumb tapped it. A man's voice whispered, "Don't pull over. Whatever happens, don't." The audio cut abruptly. Something slammed into the top of my car, hard, denting the metal from above. The roof bent inward as if a massive weight landed on it. The creature's nails scratched downward, dragging across the metal with agonizing slowness. Screech! My ears rang. The passenger's corpse twitched suddenly, a grotesque snap as its spine bent backward. Its head lifted, eyes black and empty now, and its jaw opened unnaturally wide. A voice poured out of its throat. Not the dead man's voice. Not human at all. Deep. Grinding. Older than language. Stop the car. Accept the pickup. I screamed and floored the accelerator. The car jumped forward, bouncing off the uneven dirt. Branches whipped the windows. The corpse slammed against the door, but didn't fall over. Its head twisted around to face me. And with a voice like cracking stone, it whispered, "You were always meant to deliver yourself." My phone buzzed again. One final message. Final stop ahead. And in the distance, something enormous moved across the road. Not walking. Waiting. If you've made it this far, brace yourself. The last part will haunt every shadow in your mind. The road ahead was shrouded in unnatural fog, thick, black, and crawling like ink across the earth. The car's headlights barely cut through it. Every tree, every curve, every shadow felt alive, leaning in, watching, waiting. My hands gripped the wheels so tight it ached, every muscle trembling with terror. The passenger corpse had gone completely still, hanging in the seat like a grotesque doll. But the heavy presence behind me grew stronger, almost pressing me down into the seat. The smell of rot, earth, and smoke burned my nose. My phone buzzed. One message. Just one. Get out. I didn't. Because to get out meant surrender. The car hit a bump, sending me flying forward. Through the fog, I saw it. The thing waiting. Not human. Not anything earthly. Tall. Thin. Arms impossibly long. Fingers curling like scythes. Its head tilted, and black pits stared directly at me, consuming me. Its mouth opened, not to scream but to inhale, and I could feel it drawing my very life toward it. The voice whispered again, echoing inside the car. Deliver yourself, or be delivered. The corpse in the passenger seat jerked violently, limbs snapping unnaturally. Its head slowly turned toward me. Its eyes, now fully black, staring into my soul. Its mouth opened. A voice not its own, deep, hollow, twisting my bones with its sound, hissed. Your shift ends here. I slammed my foot on the accelerator, but the car felt stuck in time, moving slower than reality. The tires screeched, branches clawed at the doors, the hanging presence pressed harder on the back of my seat. I tried to scream, but no sound came out. Then the fog parted just enough for me to see the final stop. A clearing, lined with gnarled trees, their branches hanging low like the fingers of the dead. Shadows twisted in impossible ways, moving toward the center. A stone altar-like mound sat there, carved with strange runes. And in the center, a pit. The thing whispered, "Deliver yourself, or become part of the collection." My body moved before I could think, the steering wheel jerking toward the clearing. The ground rose unnaturally, gripping the tires like it wanted to swallow me whole. My phone buzzed one last time. It's time. The car hit the edge of the mound. The corpse in the passenger seat fell backward, limbs bending in ways impossible to survive. A black mist poured from it, joining the thing behind me. My vision blurred. My lungs screamed for air that wasn't there. The shadow reached in, taller, wider, folding the world around me. I was being lifted, not falling, but rising, towards something darker than death itself. And then silence, except for a whisper crawling along the edges of my mind. The driver is no longer delivering. He is delivered. The car, the road, even my own body ceased to exist. Only the shadow remained, stretching into every corner of reality, into every fear you've ever imagined. A faint echo, my own voice, screaming, carried into nothingness. Don't ever take the delivery. And the screen of my phone flickered once before going dead. Every corner of your mind now holds it. Every shadow can hide it. And the memory of the delivery driver, being forced to deliver himself, will linger long after the lights go out. If you enjoyed this horror story, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell icon for more terrifying stories.